Business and Bourbon.
From Business and Bourbon, I am Ronell Richards, and this is Day Drinking, your daily dose of business motivation, inspiration, and education. A bite-sized version of Business and Bourbon wisdom to help you on your journey to personal and professional success. Good morning, guys. Welcome to, or afternoon, or night, whenever it is that you're listening to this. Welcome to Day Drinking. I am your host, Ronell, and I am so grateful and appreciative for you guys taking some time out of your day to listen to this. So, I have a son who is a 2020 graduate, and I'm very proud of him. He's a great kid, and he's going to do some really great things in adulthood. However, I feel like there's something that's going on right now in this COVID-19 world where we are losing perspective. We're losing perspective. Here's what I mean by this. Throughout my career, one of the greatest motivators for me was remembering that both of my grandfathers worked in steel mills for decades. Okay. For decades, my grandfathers worked in steel mills through the 50s and 60s and early 70s. And to be an African American man and work in a steel mill, while that was one of the best jobs around, it was a shit job. Let's just be honest. In terms of you did some of the worst, most dangerous labor, and but my grandfather was able to buy a home and raise his family, but wasn't you don't get treated well. So it was a tough life, a very tough life. And it was very inspirational to me to say, look, my grandfathers, both of them worked in steel mills and did some of the hardest work that you can possibly do. And my grandfather Richards was from South Carolina, and he immigrated or moved to Ohio at the age of 14 years old, hopped on the train from South Carolina, went to Ohio. So that was always something that motivated me and gave me proper perspective that whatever I was going through was not that big of a deal, right? So I'm seeing right now where this overwhelming feeling of or showing of victimhood, right, to our 2020 graduates, our kids, and oh, they're victims of this, but then they're survivors. They're overcoming this. And I sit and watch my kid. Great kid. I have two kids in high school, and I've watched them through this thing, get up at 10, 11, 12, go do their hour, 2 hours of homework, and that's it, right? Watch Netflix and chill, Hulu, whatever. And it just makes me wonder, what sort of expectation are we setting for our kids to where doing something or going through something that isn't that big of a deal to them, isn't that much of a challenge for them, is something to be celebrated. So I'm not. I'm not. Yes, my son is a graduate. He's not getting a traditional graduation. It's not happening because of what's going on. But you know what? My grandfather didn't graduate high school. My grandfather, when he was my son's age, he was working 15, 16 hours a day. I think an appreciation for where we've come from and and where we are really needs to happen right now, because all of us have similar stories. If we look at the World War II era youth, they're going off to war and dying by the thousands. Around 500,000 died. 500,000. Who knows how many millions came back disabled, and certainly with mental issues that come with going to war. Vietnam, same sort of thing. It's so the point that I'm making is, let's just get some balance here. Let's educate our youth. Let's not allow them to embrace this victimhood thing, and let's teach them and show them to have an appreciation for what has happened before, because that will let them know that, hey, what's going on now ain't that big of a deal for them, and they need to draw inspiration from the generations in past in the past to really to not only to be successful, but to again have an appreciation for our ancestors, have an appreciation for what they went through, for their sacrifices, because their sacrifices make what we go through pale in comparison. That's what I wanted to share with you guys today. So if you've got either some young ones at home that you can educate, or maybe just a reminder for yourself, just a reminder for yourself of where we've come from. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you again for listening. I appreciate you guys. If you like the podcast, please give me 5 stars and share. Sharing is caring. Let your friends know. Okay, thank you guys. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to Day Drinking by Business and Bourbon. If you enjoyed our show, you can support it by rating us 5 stars and reviewing on Apple or your favorite podcast platform. Hey, I'd also like to invite you to join our movement to combat entrepreneur porn. You can do that by signing up for a free membership on the Business and Bourbon Network. You'll have access to exclusive content and forums where you can collaborate and uncover new business opportunities, jobs, investors, and further your business education. You can sign up at businessandbourbon.net. Again, that's businessandbourbon.net. Thank you for listening, and remember, your success is based on the little things you do each day, not the massive actions. Go out and execute the little things with discipline and consistency, and you'll be a winner in life and business.